Hi there. Sorry to bother you.
It's alright if you could just move just one to the right.
Just because the camera's just...
Oh yes, sorry.
That's alright, thank you.
Betty, will you wake? Will you open your eyes, Betty? Little one?
Uncle, Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, let her come. Let her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, child?
He bid me come tell you, Reverend sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for his birds.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir, he'd been searching his book since he left you, sir. But he bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause of it.
No. There be no unnatural cause here. Tell him I have sent for Reverend Hale of Beverley, and he will surely confirm that. Let him look into medicine, and put out all thought of unnatural causes there be none.
Aye, sir, he bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home. Speak nothing of unnatural causes.
Aye, sir, I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumour of witchcraft is all around. I think you better go down there and deny it yourself. The parlour's packed with people. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and my niece I found dancing like heathen in the woods.
Uncle, we danced. And let them tell you I confessed it and I'll be whipped if I must be, but they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty's not witched.
Abigail, I cannot go before the congregation, and I know you have not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
Uncle, we danced. And when you leaped out the woods so suddenly, she took fright and so she fainted. And that's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down.
I've never hurt Betty. I love her dearly.
Now look you, child. Your punishment will come in its time. But if you traffic with spirits in the forest, I must.
Oh, we
know
never
it now.
collected any spirits.
My enemies will know it, and they will ruin me with it. Abigail. Line.
Then why can she not move herself since midnight?
Then why can she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out. My enemies will bring it out. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I have heard it, Uncle.
There is a faction that is sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very centre of some obscene practice.
It was sport, Uncle.
You call this sport? Abigail, if you know something that may help the doctor, for God's sake, tell it to me. I saw Tituba waving her arms over the fire when I came. Why was she doing that? And I heard a screeching and a gibberish coming from her mouth. She was swaying like a dumb beast over that fire.
Tituba always sings her songs, and we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, Abigail. I saw a dress lying on the grass.
A dress.
A dress. I thought that I saw someone naked.
No one was naked.
I
say it,
saw
Uncle!
it! Now tell me true, Abigail, and I pray. You feel the weight of truth upon you, for now my ministry is at stake. My ministry and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abomination you have done, give me all of it now, for I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There's nothing more of it, I swear it, Uncle.
Abigail, I have fought here 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, when some good respect is rising for me in the parish, you go and compromise my very character. I've given you a home, child. I've put clothes on your back. Now, give me an upright answer. Your name in the town, it is entirely right, is it not?
I should think it is, sir. There be no blush about my name.
Abigail, is there any other cause you have not told me for you being discharged from Goody Proctor's service? I've heard it said, and I'll tell you as I have heard it, that she come so rarely to church this year, for she will not sit close to something soiled. What signified that?
She wanted slaves, Uncle. Not such as I. She is a cold, snivelling woman, and I will not work for such a woman.
That may be, and yet it has troubled me that you are now 7 months out of the house and no other family is called for your service.
They wanted slaves, Uncle. Not such as I. Do you begrudge my bed, Uncle?
No.
My name is good in the village. I will not have you squished by Goody Proctor! She is a cold, lying, snivelling woman!
No, I cannot have anyone. Oh, my goody Putman, come in.
It is a marvel. Surely it's thrown hell upon
No, goody Putman, it's not.
How high did she fly? How high?
No, she never flew.
Why, sure she did. Mr. Con saw her going over in Saul's barn and come down right to bird, he says.
Now, look, you goody Putman.
It is a Providence thing that is out now, it is a Providence!
What's out, sir? What?
Why are her eyes closed? Look, you Anne.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your Ruth is sick.
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. It's death, you know. It's death driving into him, forked and hoofed.
Pray not. Why? How does Ruth ail?
She ails as she must. She never went this morning, yet her eyes open and she walks, and hears naught and sees naught, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you sent for Reverend Hale of Beverley.
As a precaution only. He has much experience in alderman cards.
Oh, indeed he has. And found a witch in Beverley last year, and let you remember that.
Now look you, goody Putman, they really thought that were a witch. I'm certain there be no witch.
No witchcraft! Now look,
Thomas,
Mr. Paris.
Thomas, please I pray you not need to witchcraft. The cause is yet unknown. I know you least of all would ever wish so disastrous a charge laid on me. We cannot need to witchcraft. They'll hound me out of Salem for such corruption in my
I
house.
have taken part in all your connotation here, and I would continue, but I cannot if you are backing this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
But Thomas, you cannot.
And tell Mr. Paris what you have done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in this earth. Believe me, sir, you never saw more hearty babies born. And yet each night they would wither, the very night of their birth. I have spoke nothing, but my heart has clamoured intimations. And now, this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she's become this year, and shrivels like a sucking mouth, pulling on her life too. And so I thought to send her to your Tituba.
To Tituba? What made Tituba?
Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Anne. Is a formidable sin to
I
conjure
take
the
it
dead.
on my soul. But who else may surely tell us who murdered my babies?
Woman?
They were murdered, Mr. Paris. And mark this proof, mark it. Last night my Ruth were ever so close to their little spirits. I know it, sir. But how was she struck dumb now, except a power of darkness would stop her mouth? It is a marvellous sign, Mr. Paris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us bound to keep herself in the dark. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
Then you were conjuring spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Tituba and Ruth.
Abigail, what proper payment for my charity? Now I am undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house! In my house,
Your
Thomas!
pardon.
Thomas!
I only thought to see how Betty is.
Why aren't you home? Who is with Ruth?
Her grandmother come. I think she improved a little. I think she gave a powerful sneeze before.
There's a sign of life.
Fear no more, Billy Putnam. It were a powerful sneeze. Another like it would shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Will you leave us now, Thomas? I would pray a while alone.
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why don't you go down
No. I have no answer for that crowd. I will wait until Mr. Hale arrives. If you will, Goody Anne.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil, and the village will bless you for it. Come down, speak with them, pray with them. They are thirsting for your word, mister. Surely you can pray with them.
I will lead them in a psalm. But let you speak nothing of witchcraft yet. I will not discuss it. The cause is yet unknown. I've had enough contention since I came. I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth, did you hear?
I'm on.
If she starts for the window, you cry for me at once.
I will, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish. I know not. She seems to walk like the dead one since last night.
Betty! Betty, wake up!
Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it waited for a second. Here, let me have her!
No! He'll be coming up soon. Now, if they be questioning us, you tell him we danced. He knows as much already.
I?
And he knows that Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters from the grave.
And what more?
He saw you naked!
Oh, Jesus! We do. I just heard the little I come from the country talking witchcraft, everything becomes witches. She means to tell. I know it.
I think we forgot to tell. Witches are hanging error. Hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. You won't be whipped for dancing.
Oh, we'll be whipped!
I never done none of it, Abby.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary boy? What grand peeping cards you have there?
Betty? Betty, wake up, it's Abigail! I'll beat you, Betty. My, you seem improving. I talked to your papa and I told him everything, so there's nothing more to... What else, you Betty? Your mama said I'm buried.
I want me mama let me fly!
I've talked to your papa and I've told him everything, there's nothing more to it!
Lord help me!
You never say that!
You did!
You will never say that again! Shut up! Shut up! Now look, you. All of you! If they be questioning us, you tell them we danced. And that Tinge of a country both putting them dead sisters from the grave. And mark this. If I hear any of you breathe a word about the other stuff, I will come to you in the dark of some terrible night, and I will bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. You know I can do it. I saw Injun smash my dear parents' head on the pillow next to mine, and I have seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish you had never seen the sun go down! Now look, you! Sit up and stop this!
Mommy, what's got to help? I need to see
I say shut it, Mary Warren!
Oh, Mr. Proctor, I was just headed home.
Be you foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave my house, did I not? Why shall I pay you? I'm looking for him more often than my cows.
I just come to see the great doings of the world.
I'll show you great doing on your arse one of these days. Get you home. My wife's waiting with your work.
I best be off. I have my Ruth to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
Girl, don't I forgot how strong you were, John Proctor?
Oh, what's this mischief here?
Oh gosh. She's only gone silly somehow.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mumbling witchcraft.
We were dancing in the woods and my uncle eat on us. She took fright is all.
You're wicked yet, aren't you? You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. Just a soft word.
No, Abby. That's done.
Oh, what? You come 5 miles, you silly girl fly. I thought I know you better.
I come to see what mischief your uncle's doing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I'm waiting for you every night.
Abby, I never give you hope to wait for me.
I have something more than hope, I think.
Abby, I'll put it out of mind. One will be coming for you more.
You surely swore on me.
You know me better.
I know how you clutched my back behind your house and sweated like a stallion whenever I came near. Or did I dream that? It's she who put me out. You cannot pretend it were you. I saw your face when she put me out. You love me then and you love me now.
Abby, that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things, but not so wild, I think. I've seen you since she put me out. I've seen you
I
nights.
hardly slept off my farm this 7th month.
I've sensed speaking, John. And yours has drawn me to my window, and I've seen you, looking up, burning in your loneliness. Do you tell me you've never looked up at my window?
I may have looked up.
And you must. You are no wintry man, John. I know you. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream, for I wake up and walk around the house as though I see you coming through some door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I'll cut off my hand before I ever reach for you again. Wipe it out of mind. You never touched, Abby.
Aye, but we did.
I know we did not.
Oh, I marvel how such a strong man can let such a sickly wife
Oh, you
be.
speak nothing of Elizabeth!
She is blackening my name in the village. She is a cold, lying, snivelling woman, and you bent to her. Let her turn
Oh,
you
do you
out
look
of-
for a whipping?
I look for John Bruton that took me from my sleep and put knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew all the lies that were taught by all these Christian men, their covenanted women. And now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes. I will not. I cannot. You love me, John Proctor, whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me! Pity me!
Go! Go, why don't you stop that way?
What? I would change her. Bless it. She was already years ago, and now she's up and wailing.
The psalm, she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Pray not mercy. Run, tell the doctor what's happened.
Mark it for sign, mark it.
It's a notorious sign of witchcraft of the good nurse. A prodigious sign.
My mother told
We are lost suddenly, she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Rebecca, will you go to my roof and see if you can wake her?
I think she'll wake in time. Pray, calm yourselves. I have 11 children, and I am 26 times a grandmother, and I've seen them through all their silly seasons. And when I come onto them, they'll run the devil, bowlegs, keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still, and for love, it will soon itself come back.
Aye, that's the truth, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered. Rebecca, she cannot eat.
Perhaps she has not hungered yet. I hope you're not going in search of new spirits, Mr. Paris. I've had promise of that outside.
A wide opinion's running in the parish that the devil may be involved, but I would assure them that they are wrong.
Then let you go out and tell them that they are wrong. Did you call the wardens before you called this minister to look for devils?
He is not coming to look for devils.
Then what's he here for?
There be children dying in this village, mister.
I see none dying. This society will not be a bag to swing around your head in this department. Now, did you call a meeting?
I am sick of meetings. Cannot a man turn his head without having a meeting?
He may turn his head, Mr. Putnam, but not to hell.
Pray, John, be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he comes. Set us all arguing against society. We thought to have peace this year. Let us rely on the doctor now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor's baffled.
If so he is, then we must turn to God for the cause of it. There is a prodigious danger in the seeking of new spirits, Mr. Paris. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves.
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons and the Putnam seed of people this provish, and now I have 1 child left of 8, and now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
But I must. You think it's God's work you should never lose a child, or grandchild either. And I bury all but 1. There are wheels within wheels in this village, fires within fires.
When Reverend Hale arrives, he will proceed to look for signs of witchcraft.
You do not command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in society, not by acreage.
I've never seen you so worried on this society, Mr. Proctor. I don't think I saw you at the Sabbath meeting since the snow flew.
I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles to hear him preach only hellfire and bloody damnation. Take it to heart, Mr. Paris. There are many others who stay away from church these days because you hardly ever mention God anymore.
Oh, why, that's a drastic charge.
It's somewhat true. Some quail to bring their children.
I do not preach for the children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations toward this ministry.
Are there really those unmindful?
I should say the better half of Salem village.
And more than that.
You know, and where is my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all my firewood, and I'm waiting since November for a stick. And even then, I'd show my frostbitten hands like some London beggar.
You're given £6 a year, Mr. Paris, to buy your wood.
I regard that £6 as part of my salary.
The salary is £60 plus 6 for firewood.
The salary is £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm not some preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
I am well instructed in arithmetic.
Mr. Corey, you will look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business to serve the Lord. I do not fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition, but there be a howling riot of argument. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I can't understand you people otherwise.
Mr. Paris, you are the first minister ever did demand a deed to this house.
Man, don't a minister deserve a house to live in?
To live in, yes, but to ask ownership is like you shall own the meeting house itself. Last meeting I was at, you spoke so long on deeds and on mortgages, I thought it was an auction.
I want a mark of confidence is all. I'm your 3rd preacher in 7 years. I don't want to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You all seem to forget that a minister is the Lord's man in the parish. A minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted. There is obedience, or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can we go 1 minute without we land in hell again? I'm
It
sick of
is
hell.
not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I speak my mind, I think.
What are we, Quakers? You're not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you may tell that to your followers.
My followers?
There is a faction in this church. I am not blind. There is a faction and a party.
Against you.
Against him and your authority.
Why, then I must find it and I must join it.
He does not mean that.
He confessed it
I mean
now.
it solemnly, Rebecca. I do not like the smell of this so-called authority.
No, John, you cannot break charity with your minister. Clasp his hand, make your peace.
I have crops to sow and lumber to drag home. What say you, Charles? Let's find the party. He says there's a party.
I don't think I will. Mr. Paris, I've changed my mind on you, if I beg your pardon. I never knew you had so much iron in you.
Oh, why, thank you, John.
It suggests to the mind what's been bothering us all these years. Think on it. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody else? Think on it. It's as deep and as dark as a pit. And I've been in court 3 times
Is it
these
the
years.
devil's fault a man cannot say good morning without you clap him for defamation? Getting old, Charles. You're not hearing as well as you once did.
John Proctor, I have but last week collected £3 damages from you for publicly saying I burned your
I never
room.
said such a thing. But I paid you for it, so I hope I can call you deaf without charge. Now, come along, Charles. Help me drag my lumber home.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is it that you're dragging home, if I may ask?
My lumber from my forest by the riverside.
Why, we've surely gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds. It's in my bounds, Mr. Proctor.
In your bounds! I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
He had no right to sell it. It stands clear in my grandfather's will that the land...
Your grandfather had a habit of willing away land that never belonged to him, if I may say it plain.
And that's the God's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew I'd break his fingers before he could set his name to it.
You'll load 1 oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it.
I will win 2 Putnam, this fool and I.
I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clap the writ on you.
Pray you, someone take
Miss
these.
Hale, it's good to see you.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, you do come prepared?
We shall need hard study if it comes down to tracking the old boy. You cannot be Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It's strange how I should know you, but then again, you look as such a good soul should. We have heard all about your great charities in Beverley.
Have you met this gentleman, Mr. Thomas Putnam, and his good wife, Anne?
Ah, Putnam. I don't expect such distinguished company, sir.
It does not seem to help us today, Mr. Hill. We look to you to come to save our child.
Your child ails too.
Her soul seems blown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat. Do you men have afflicted children?
No, these are farmers. John Proctor.
He don't believe in witches.
I never spoke on witches one way or the other. Now, will you come along, Giles?
I don't think I will. I've got a few queer questions to ask this fella.
Oh, I've heard you to be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I hope you leave some of it in sale.
Will you look to my daughter, sir? We are lost. She tried to leap through the window, and we found her this morning on the high road, waving her arms as though she'd fly.
Tries to fly.
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hill. That's a notorious sign of witchcraft afoot.
No. Now let me instruct you. We cannot look to superstition in this. The devil is precise. The marks of his presence are as definite as stone. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me that I shall find no bruise of hell upon her.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, Mr. Paris, when was the first sign of this strangeness?
Well, sir, I found her and my niece dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No, they were
Mr.
a
Paris a
secret.
slave. There's knowledge of conjuring, sir.
That we cannot be sure of that, Goody Anne.
I know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Tituba who murdered her sisters.
Goody Anne, you sent a child to conjure up the dead.
And God blame me. Not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore. Is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth.
Aye.
What book is that?
What's there, sir?
Here is all the invisible world, caught, defined, and calculated. In these pages, the devil stands stripped of all his brute disguises. Here are all your familiar spirits, your incubi and succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, or by sea, your wizards of the day and night. Mark me, if the devil has come among us, I come to find him and crush him wherever he may turn his face.
Will it hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the grip of the devil, we will have to tear and rip to set her free.
I think I'll go then. I am too old for this.
But, Rebecca, we may find the boils of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you don't mean that we go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Mr. Hale, sit you here.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man, what signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I do not know. She hides them, you see, she won't tell me.
Who does this?
My wife, Martha. Many a night I've awoken to find her sitting in the corner reading a book. What do you make of that?
Why, that's not necessarily...
It discomforts me, you see. The other night, mark this, I tried and I could not say my prayers, and then she closes her book, leaves the house, and mark this, I could pray again.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer, that is strange. I will speak further with you on this later.
I'm not saying she's a witch. I just want to know what books she reads and why she reads them. She'll not answer me, you see.
I will discuss it. Now, mark me. If the devil is in her, we will see some frightful wonders in this room tonight. So please, keep your wits about you. Mr. Putnam, stand close in case she flies. Betty, dear. Betty, can you hear me? My name is John Hale, Minister of Beverley. We're here to help you. Do you remember my 2 girls in Beverley?
But how can this be the devil's work? We have all manner of licentious people in Salem. Why would he choose here to strike?
It does not profit the devil to choose a soul already bad. It is the best the devil wants, and what is better than the minister?
That's deep, Mr. Hale, deep, deep.
Betty, will you answer Mr. Hale, Betty?
Does someone afflict you, child? Mind you, it need not be a man or a woman. Perhaps some big invisible bird comes, unbeknownst to others. What figure bids you fie? In nomine Domini sabuit sed filici ate infernos. Abigail, what kind of dancing were you doing in the village?
Why, common dancing is all.
I believe I should say, sir, that I did see a kettle in...
That were only soup.
What soup was in this kettle?
Why, I think it were beans and lentils
Mrs.
and...
Harris, you did not see any living thing inside the kettle, did you? A spider, a mouse,
I
perhaps?
believe I did see some movement.
that jumped in.
What jumped in?
We never put it there.
Abigail, it may be your cousin is dying. Did you conjure the devil last night?
Never conjured any spirits. Betty! Betty!
You cannot evade me, Abigail! Did your cousin drink any of the brew from this kettle?
She never drank it.
Did you drink it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
I would like to speak with Tituba.
Good Anne, you bring her up.
I'm a good girl. I'm a proper girl. I never danced with the devil.
How did she call the devil?
I don't know. She spoke Barbados.
When she called the devil, did you see any strangeness, say a rumbling beneath the ground, a cold breeze perhaps?
I didn't see anything. I didn't conjure no devil.
Why are you concealing?
Tituba,
Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I never sold myself to the devil. I'm here with Tituba. She makes me drink blood.
Blood?
My baby's blood. No, chicken blood. I gave her chicken blood. She comes to me in church. She makes me laugh at prayer.
She have often laughed at prayer.
Do you send your spirit out upon this girl?
I don't come back with no devil, sir. She comes to me while I sleep. She makes me dream corruptions. She begged me to conjure. She begged me make a charm.
Why can she not speak?
I don't
Are you
have-
silencing this child?
I don't have any power over this child, sir.
You most surely do, and you will free her from it now!
Sometimes I wake up and find myself standing in an open doorway without a stitch on my body, and I hear her singing her songs and her Barbados. Mr. Reverend, I never!
Tituba, I know that when we sell ourselves to the devil, it is hard to break away from it. I am here to help you.
I don't come back with no devil, sir.
Tituba, you will confess yourself, or I'll take you out and I will whip you to your death.
Hanged, she must be taken and hanged.
No, don't hang Tituba! I told him I don't desire to work for him, sir.
The devil.
Tituba, we will protect you. minister of the Lord. The devil cannot overcome a minister. Do you understand me?
I do, sir.
Look into my eyes, Tituba. Look into my eyes. You are a good Christian woman, are you not?
I, sir, good Christian woman.
And you love these little children, Tituba.
I don't desire to hurt little children.
And you love God, Tituba.
I love God with all my being.
In the name of God.
Bless him.
And to his glory.
Bless him, eternal
Tituba,
glory.
stand, Tituba. Face God, and he will protect you.
Oh, God, protect Tituba.
When the devil came to you, did he come with another?
Who came with him?
Sarah Good. Did you ever see Sarah Good? Or Osborne?
Were a man or woman who came with him?
A man or woman was a woman.
Woman? Woman, you said? What woman?
It was black dark.
Oh,
and
you
I
saw him. Why could you not see her?
They were always talking and running around and carrying on.
You mean out of Salem? Salem witches?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Tituba, you would confess to doing dealings with the devil. That speaks a wish to come to heaven's side. And we will bless you, Tituba. We will bless you. You are God's instrument given to us to find the devil's agents among us. You have been selected, Tituba. You have been chosen to be the saviour of your village. Stand. Stand, Tituba, and let the light, the holy light of God,
I want to open myself! I want the sweet love of Jesus! I go to him, I kiss his hand, I dance with the devil! I wrote in his book, and I saw Goody Proctor with the devil.
I saw Goody Harry.
I saw Goody Simmer with the devil! I saw Goody Simmer with the devil! I saw Goody Simmer with the devil!
let the marshal bring irons!
You come so late. It's almost dark.
I will planting, far out in the forest edge.
Oh, so you're done then?
Aye, the farm cedars. The boys asleep?
They will be sleep.
Pray now for us fair summer.
Aye.
Are you well today?
I am. It is Rabbit.
Oh, is it? In Jonathan's shop?
No, she walked into this afternoon.
I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
Oh, that's a good sign coming in.
I pray God. It hurt my heart to strip her, poor rabbit.
It's well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender?
Aye. I expect we'll see green fields soon, but it's warm as blood beneath the grass.
That's well.
If the crop's good, I'll buy you George Jacob's heifer. How would that please you?
Aye, it would.
I mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
Oh, you know, it's fun the continent when you go foot by foot dropping the ceiling.
It must be.
We should bring some flowers into the house.
Oh, I will tomorrow, I forgot.
It's winter in here yet. Let you come with me tomorrow. We'll walk the farm together. I've never seen such a load of flowers on God's earth. Lilacs have a purple smell. Lilac is the smell of nightfall, I think. Massachusetts is beautiful in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You come so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why? I have a business to say.
You did speak of going early this week.
I thought better of it since.
Mary Warren's there today.
Mary Warren's there? Why'd you let her? You heard me forbid her to go to Salem with you.
I couldn't stop her.
It's a fault, Elizabeth. You're the mistress here, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my strength away.
How can that mouse frighten you?
She is a mouse no more. She raises up her chin like a daughter of a prince and she says, I must go to the Salem, Goody Proctor. I am an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye, it is a proper court they have now. They've sent 4 judges out to Boston, she says, weighty magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy of province.
Why, she's mad.
I wish to God she were, John. There'll be 14 people in jail now, she says. And they'll be tried, and they have power to hang too, she says.
Oh, they'd never hang them.
The deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. She speak of Abigail. I thought she were a saint to hear her. Abigail brings the other girls into the court, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the Sea of Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if they scream and howl and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in jail for bewitching them.
Why, that's black mischief.
I think you must go to Salem, John. You must tell them it is fraud.
Aye, it is. Surely it is.
Let you go to Ezekiel Cheever. He knows you well. Tell him what she told you in her uncle's house last week. She said it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did. She did.
God forbid you keep it from the court, John.
Aye. Aye. You must be told. It's a wonder they do still believe
I
it.
think you must go to Salem now. Let you go tonight.
I'll think on it.
You cannot keep this, John.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good. And let you think on it.
I'm only wondering how I may prove what she told me. If the girl's a saint now, it may be difficult to prove she's a fraud, and the whole town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone, Elizabeth. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her.
For a moment, aye.
Why then it is not as you told.
For a moment, I say the others come in soon after.
Do as you wish.
Woman, I will not have your suspicion.
I have no.
I'll not have it.
Then let you not earn it.
Damn me yet.
John, if it were not Abigail that you must go hurt, would you falter now? I
Now,
think
look.
not.
I have good reason to think before I charge forward on Abigail, and I will think on it. Let you look to your own improvement before you judge your husband any more. I forgot Abigail.
And I.
Spare me! You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I've got tiptoe about this house the past 7 months. I cannot go from here to there without I look to please you, yet still an everlasting funeral marches around your heart.
You are not open with me. You said you saw her in a court and now
I
you...
will plead my honesty no more, Elizabeth. I should have roared you down when you first told me your suspicion, but I wilted, and like a Christian I confessed. Oh, I confessed! Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day, but you're not, and let you remember it. Let you look for the goodness in me sometimes. Judge me not.
I do not judge you, John. The magistrate that sits in your heart judges you. I never thought you but a good man, only somewhat bewildered.
Oh, Elizabeth, your justice for free to bear. How do you go to Salem when I forbid it? Do you mock me or beat you if you dare leave this house again?
I am sick, Mr. Proctor. Pray hurt me not. I'm in the proceedings all day, sir.
What of these proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house as you are paid £9 a year to do so? My wife's not wholly well.
I made a gift for you today, good Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and I passed the time so.
Why, thank you. It's a fair poppet.
We must all love each other now, goody Proctor.
Indeed, we must.
I'll wake up early in the morning and clean the house. I must go to sleep now.
Mary, is it true the 14 women arrested?
No, sir. It'll be 39 now.
What ails you, child? Why are you weeping?
Goody Osborne will hang.
Hang! Hang, you say?
Aye.
The Deputy Governor will permit it.
He must. He sentenced her. But not Sarah Good. For Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confessed? Confessed to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in his black book with her blood and bound herself to torment Christians till God's thrown down and we all must worship hell forevermore.
But surely you know what a jabberer she is. Did you tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, she near choked us all to death today.
How? How did she choke you?
She sent her spirit out.
Mary, surely you...
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
Well, you never mentioned that.
Well, I never knew any of it before. When she come into court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman for she sleep in ditches and she very old and poor. But then she sit there, denying, and I feel a misty coldness creeping up my back and the skin on my skull began to creep and then I feel a clamp around my throat and I cannot breathe air and there I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice. And all at once I remembered everything she ever done to me.
Why, what did she do to you?
Many times, Mr. Proctor, she come to this very door, begging bread and a cup of cider, and mark this, every time I turn her away, she mumbled.
Mumbled? She may mumble if she's hungry.
Yes, but what does she mumble? You must remember, last month, a Monday I think it were, I turned her away and I swore my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it? Yeah, and so I told that to Judge Haythorne and he said to her, Sarah Good, what curse do you mutter that this girl may fall sick after turning you away? Says he. And she replies, why, sir, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments, says she.
And that's an upright answer.
Aye, and so Judge Haythorne says to her, recite for us your commandments. And of all 10, she could not say a single one. She never knew no commandments and they had her in a flat lie.
And so condemned her?
Why, they must when she condemned herself.
But the proof, what's the proof?
It's hard proof. Hard as rock, the judges said.
You will not go to court again, Mary Warren.
I must say, sir, I will be gone every day for some time now. I'm surprised that you not see what weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
They will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail a time and think on this, be this not a marvel. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Are they mad? The woman's near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs examine her and she's full to the brim and smoking a pipe all these years and no husband either. But be that not a marvel. But she's safe, thank God. Though they're not like the innocent child.
Mary, promise now you'll stay at home.
The devil is loose in Salem and we must discover where he's hiding.
I'll beat the devil
I'll
out.
not stand for whipping anymore!
Honestly, Mary, not have this!
I saved her life today.
I am accused.
Somewhat mentioned, but I told them I never saw no sign you ever sent your spirit out to hurt anyone, and seeing as I live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I'm bound by law. I cannot say it. So I'll be gone every day for some time now. I'm an official of the court now, they say, and
I'll official you then!
not stand for whipping. and a woman, no matter how single, I'll not be ordered to bed no more.
Go to bed.
Fine.
Oh, the noose. The noose is up.
There'll be no news.
I knew all week it would come to this. She wants me dead, John.
They dismissed it. I say that.
And what of tomorrow? She will cry out my name until they take me.
Sit you down, Elizabeth.
She wants me dead, John.
I say sit down! Now, we must be wise, Elizabeth.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
Fear nothing. I'll find Ezekiel Cheever. I'll tell him she said it were all sports.
John, with so many in jail, I think more than Cheever's help is needed now. Would you favour me this? Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. A promise is made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. And she may dote it now, I'm sure she does, to think to kill me, then take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There be 1,000 names, why does she call on mine? There be a certain danger in calling on such a name. I am no goody-good who sleeps in ditches, nor goody Osborne, drunk and half-witted. She dare not call on such a farmer's wife, but there be monstrous profit in it. She wants me dead, John.
She cannot think that.
John, have you ever shown her somewhat contempt? She cannot pass you in the church, or you will blush.
You blush for my sin.
I think she sees another meaning in that.
And what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be somewhat ashamed. For I am there, and she is so close.
Woman, when will you know me? If I was stolen, I would have cracked for shame this 7 month.
Then go and tell her she's a whore! Whatever sense she promised and sense she may think, break it, John, break it!
Good, then I'll go.
Oh, how unwillingly!
Oh, I will curse her, hotter than the oldest cinder in hell, but pray, begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger, I only
Woman,
ask
am I
you.
so base? Do you truly think me base?
I never called you base.
Then why do you charge me with such a promise? The promise that a stallion gives a mare I gave that
Then
girl.
why do you anger with me when I bid you break
Because it speaks deceit and I'm honest. But I'll believe my honesty no more. I see now how your spirit twists, and I'm a single error of my life, and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know I will be your only wife or no wife at all. She has an error in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Why, Mr. Hale, good evening to you, sir. Good evening.
I hope I do not startle you.
No, it's just I heard no more.
You are Goodwife Proctor?
Aye, Elizabeth.
I hope you're not off to bed yet.
No, we do not normally expect visitors after dark, but you're welcome here. Will you sit down, sir?
I will, thank you. Let you sit, Goodwife Proctor.
Would you drink cider, Mr. Hale?
No, it rebels my stomach. I have some further travelling left tonight. Sit you down, sir. I'll not keep you long. I have some business with you.
Business of the court?
No, I come of my own authority without the court's authority. I know if you're not aware, but your wife's name is mentioned somewhat in the court.
We know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us. We're entirely amazed.
I'm a stranger, as you know, and in my ignorance I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of those accused before the court. And so, this afternoon and tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's house.
Rebecca's charged.
God forbid such a one be charged. She is, however, mentioned
You cannot
somewhat.
believe, I hope, that Rebecca ever trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think so.
This is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt the powers of the dark are gathered in monstrous attack upon this village. There is too much evidence now to deny it. You will agree, sir?
I've no knowledge in that line, but it's difficult to believe so pious a woman would secretly be its devil's bitch.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. You cannot deny it. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some questions to you about the Christian characters of your household, if you'll permit me.
Why, sir? We've no further questions.
Good then. In the book of record that Mr. Paris keeps, I know that you are rarely in church on Sabbath day.
No, sir, you're mistaken.
26 times in 17 months, sir. I must call that rare. Would you mind telling me why you are so absent?
I never knew whether I must account to Mr. Paris for whether I come to church or stay at home. My wife was sick this winter.
So I'm told. But why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could, and when I could not, I prayed in this house.
Your house is not a church, Mr. Proctor. Your theology must tell you that.
It does, sir, it does, yet it also tells me a minister may pray to the Lord without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
What golden candlesticks?
So to build the church, there were these pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis Nurse made them, you know, and a sweeter hand never touched the metal. But Mr. Paris come along, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I labour the earth from the dawn of day to the blink of night, and I tell you true, sir, when I look to the heavens and I see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. I think sometimes the man dreams cathedrals, sir, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, sir, a Christian must be in church on Sabbath day. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
How comes it that only 2 are baptized?
I like it not Mr. Paris should lay his hand upon my baby. I see no light of God in the man, and not conceal it.
Mr. Proctor, I'm afraid to say that's not for you to decide. The man's ordained, therefore the light of God is within him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
No,
I know the church. I hung the door.
That's a good sign, then.
It may be we've been too quick to bring Mr. Paris' book. We never desired the destruction of religion. I think that's on your mind, is it not?
But there is a softness in your records, sir, a softness.
I think we have been too hard on Mr. Paris, but sure we never loved the devil here.
Do you know your commandments, Elizabeth?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life, Mr. Hale. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I'm sure that I do.
Let you repeat them then, if you will.
The commandments.
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord in vain. Thou shalt know the gods before me. Thou shalt honour thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbour's goods.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the 2 of us, we do know more. I think it may be a small fault.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be considered small.
We no love for Satan in this house, mister.
I prayed. I pray it did. Now then, I'll bid you good night.
Mr. Hale,
Yes?
I do believe you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Goody Proctor, I do not judge you. My duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of this court. I'll pray you both good health and good fortune. Good night.
I think you should tell him, John.
What's this?
Will you tell him?
I have no evidence except my word be taken, but I know the girl's sickness had naught to do with witchcraft.
Naught to do with
Mr.
witchcraft?
Paris discovered them sporting in the woods. They were startled, sir. They took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail Williams.
Aye, sir.
Abigail Williams told you it had naught to do with witchcraft.
She told me the day you came, sir.
Why? Why did you keep this?
Well, I had no clue until today the world had gone so daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense! I have myself examined Tituba, Sarah Good, and countless others. They have confessed to dealings with the devil. They have confessed it!
And why not, if they must hang for denying it? There are them that will confess to anything before they hang, sir. Have you never thought of that?
I have. It's very line.
And you, would you testify?
And you, would you testify to this in court?
I've not thought of going with this into court, but if I must, I will.
Do you falter
I
here?
falter nothing. But I do wonder if my story will be taken in such a court, when a steady-minded minister such as yourself will suspicion a woman who has not lied and cannot, and the world knows she cannot.
Then you do not believe.
The Bible speaks of witches, sir. I'm not denying.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot.
Elizabeth, you were well then.
I cannot believe that a woman's soul may be bound to the devil, sir, when she has kept an upright way as I have.
But surely you believe there are witches in this world.
Oh, sir, she does not fly against the gospel. She believes in its every word.
If you think I am one, then I believe there are none.
Sir, you do not mean to doubt the gospel. You cannot think it. To be a Christian house, sir. A Christian house.
Very well.
Question Abigail Williams about the gospel, not myself.
Very well. Let you go to church on Sabbath day without fail, and at the third child be quickly baptized.
John,
Giles!
the case for my wife and his Rebecca.
Rebecca's in the jail?
Aye, Shiva come and take her in his wagon. We've only now come from the jail and they'll not even let us see them.
Why, the town's gone mad, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, could you not speak to the deputy governor?
Pray calm yourself, Mr. Nurse.
My wife is the very brick and mortar of this church. And Martha Corey. There is no one yet closer to God than Martha.
How's Rebecca charged?
For murder she is charged. For the marvellous and supernatural murder of Goody Putman's babies. Whatever might it do, Mr. Hale?
Mr. Nurse, if Rebecca be tainted, there is nothing to stop this great green earth from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the court. Rebecca will return home, I know of it.
You cannot mean she'll be tried in court.
Mr. Nurse, though our hearts ache, we cannot budge. There is a misty plot afoot, so subtle that it would be criminal to cling to old respects and ancient friendships. I have seen too many cases of it in court. The devil is among us and sane, and we dare not follow wherever the accusatory finger points.
Mr. Hale, how may such a woman murder children?
Mr. Proctor, remember, before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
I never said my wife were a witch, only that she was reading books.
Mr. Corey, what charge exactly is made upon your wife?
That bloody mongrel Walcott charger. You see, he bought a pig from my wife 4 or 5 years ago, and not long after it died. So he comes back asking for his money, and my wife says to him, Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you won't live to own many. And he claims that to this day, he cannot keep a pig alive for more than a week. He claims that she bewitched him with her books.
Good evening to you, Proctor.
Why? Mr. Cheever, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you come not on business at the court.
I do, Proctor. I am a clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a pity, Ezekiel, that such an honest tailor could have gone to heaven or burn in hell. You burn for this, you know.
You know yourself, I must do as I'm told. You surely know that, Giles. And had his life you not be sending me to hell. I like not the sound of it. I tell you, I like not the sound of it. Now, Proctor, believe me, how heavy be the law, all its tonnage I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
You said she were not charged.
I knew nothing of it. When was she charged?
I'm given 16 warrants tonight, sir. She is one.
Who charged her?
Why? Abigail Williams charged her.
On what proof? What proof did she charge her?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time. The court bid me to search your house, but I like not to search a house. So will you please hand me any poppets your wife may keep there?
Poppets?
I have not kept poppets since I were a young girl.
I spy a poppet, goody Proctor.
Why this? No, this is Mary Warren's.
Would you please give it to me?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in this house?
No, nor this one till tonight. What signifies a poppet?
Why, they say a poppet may... Now, woman, will you please come with me?
She will not fetch Mary here, Elizabeth.
No, I forbid to leave her from my sight.
You'll leave her out of sight and out of mind, Cheever. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
Mr. Cheever, what signifies a poppet?
Why, they say a poppet may... It may signify... Why, this!
What's this?
It is a needle! Herrick, it is a needle!
What signifies a needle?
This go hard with the Proctor. This, I have my doubts, Proctor. I have my doubts. But here's the calamity. You see, sir, it is a needle.
Why, what meaning has it?
The girl, the Williams girl, Abigail Williams, sir. She sat to dinner at Reverend Parris's house. With that word in the warning, she falls to the floor. Like a struck beast, he says, and screamed a scream that a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her, and stuck 2 inches into the flesh of her belly. He draws out a needle, and he demands of her of how she came to be so stabbed. She's testified with your wife's familiar spirit that pushed it in.
Why, she's done it herself. I hope you're not taking this for proof, mister.
'Tis hard proof. I have found here a puppet Goody Proctor keeps. I have found it, and in the belly a needle stuck. I tell you true, Proctor, I never warranted to see such proof of how, and I bid you have struck
Here, now, Mary, how did this poppet come into my house?
What pub is that, sir?
This poppet here.
Why, I think it is mine.
It's yours, is it not?
It is.
And how did it come into my house?
I made it in court and I gave it to Goody Proctor tonight, sir.
Well, do you have it now, Mr. Hell?
Mary Warren, a needle was found in this poppet.
I meant no harm by it, sir.
You slept in it yourself, right?
I believe I did.
We'll see you now, Mr. Hell.
Does someone conjure you? Do they control you even now?
Conjures me, why? I'm entirely myself, I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me making it in court. Ask Abby.
Mary Warren, you charge a cold and cruel murder on Abigail.
Murder! I charge no!
Abigail Williams was found stabbed tonight. The needle was found in her belly.
She charges me.
Why, that woman is murdered! She must be ripped out of this world!
You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Herrick, you heard it.
Out with you, Cheaper!
Proctor, dare not touch the warrant.
Out with you!
You bring dead to govern warrant, man.
Damn the deputy governor, out of my house!
Proctor, if the girl is innocent,
If she is innocent, why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent? Or Abigail? Is the accuser always holding out? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem, Mr. Hale. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were, but now the little children are jangling the keys of the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. That warrant is vengeance, and I will not give my wife to vengeance.
Proctor, the court is just.
Pontius Pilate, God will not let you wash your hands of this.
I'll go, John.
Not go.
I have 9 men waiting outside. You cannot keep her. The law binds me, John. I cannot budge.
You see her taken, sir.
I think I must go with them, John. Mary, there is enough bread till morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as though you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I'll bring you home, Elizabeth.
Oh, bring me soon.
I'll fall like an ocean on that court, fear nothing.
I will fear nothing.
Look.
Tell the children I have gone to visit someone sick.
Herrick! Herrick, don't you chain her! Open those chains, man! I will not have her chained!
And yet silent, Minister. It is fraud, you know it is.
In God's name, John, I cannot help myself. I must chain them all. Now let you keep inside this house till I'm gone.
Mr. Proctor.
Out of my sight!
Charity, Proctor, charity. For what I've heard in her favour, I will not fear to testify in court. I cannot judge her guilty or innocence, I know not. But consider only this. This mad world burns, and it profits you nothing to lay your vengeance on the cause of a little girl.
You are a coward. Though you be ordained in God's own tier to a coward now.
Mr. Proctor, I cannot think God be focused with such a petty cause. The jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now, and hangings promised. We must look to cause proportionate. Was there murder done, perhaps, that never came to light? Abomination! Was there some secret blasphemy that stinks to heaven? Think on your cause, man, and help me to understand it. For there is your way, and your way only will let you feel the conscience of this world. Let you counsel among yourselves. Let you counsel to the village, and I pray that God opens up his eyes.
I have never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave me, Francis, leave me.
Are we lost, John?
Go home now, Joss. We'll talk on it tomorrow.
Let you think of it. We'll be in early.
Aye. Good night, Joss.
Good night, John.
Mr. Proctor, Very likely they'll let her come home once they're given proper evidence.
You're coming with me to the court tomorrow, Mary. You will tell it to the court.
I'll not charge murder on Abigail.
You will tell the court how that puppet came into my house and who stuck the needle in.
She'll kill me for saying it. She'll charge lechery on you.
She's told you?
I've known it.
Good.
She'll ruin you with it.
Good. And the same thing as be done with. We will slide together into our pit, and you will tell the court what you know.
I cannot, they'll turn on me.
My wife will not die for me. I will rip your insides into your mouth, but that goodness will not die for me.
I cannot do it! I cannot!
Make your peace with it. Now hell and heaven grapple upon our backs. All our own pretense is ripped away. Make your peace. Peace to Providence. We are what we always were, only naked now. I, naked. And the wind, God's icy winds, will blow.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I cannot.
cocktail.
Oh!
It's cocktails and mocktails and canapes out in the
Oh, lovely.
as in the lobby. Please go help yourself. giving yourself to the reading of fortunes. Do you deny it?
I am innocent to a witch. I know not what a witch is.
How do you know then that you are not a witch?
If I were, I would know it.
Why do you hurt these children?
I do not hurt them. I scorn it.
I have evidence for the court. You will keep your seat. Thomas Barnum is reaching out the land. Remove that man, Marshal. You hear him live! Live!
Arrest him, Excellency.
I have evidence for the court. Why will you not hear it? Hands off her, damn you!
Charles! Charles!
Pray a moment, a moment.
Mr. Hale, go in there and demand I speak. They be condemning my wife.
How do you dare come running into this court? Are you a daft, Corey?
You are not a Boston judge yet, Hawthorne. You will not be calling me daft.
Who is that man?
Giles Corey, sir.
I am asked the question, and I think I'm old enough to answer.
Do you take it upon yourself to determine what this court shall believe?
I'm Corey, sir, Giles Corey. I have 900 acres and timber too. It is my wife you are condemning now. They be telling lies about her. I have no disrespect for the court, sir.
You do. You certainly do. You take it upon yourself to determine what this court is doing.
I only said she was reading books. I never said she were a witch.
Books? What books?
This is my third wife, sir. I have never had such a wife so taken with reading. I only thought to find out the meaning of it. I never said she were a witch. I have broken charity with her. I have broken charity with the woman.
Excellency, this man claims hard evidence for his wife's defence. I think that in all justice you must...
Clear this room.
Come now, Giles.
We are desperate, sir. We've come here 3 days now and still cannot be heard.
Who is this man?
Francis Nurse, Your Excellency.
His wife's Rebecca that was condemned this morning.
Indeed.
I think they must both be arrested in contempt, sir.
Let you write your plea and in due
Excellency,
time.
we have proof for your eyes, and God forbid you to shut them. The girls, sir. The girls are frauds.
What's this?
We have proof of it, sir. They are deceiving you.
This is contempt, sir! Contempt!
Do you know who I am, Mr. Nurse?
I surely do, sir. And I think you must be a wise man to be what you are.
And do you know that near to 400 are in the jails? And 72 condemned to hang?
I hate to say it, to such a weighty judge like you, but you're all being deceived.
Mary Warren, what are you doing here?
She would speak with the Deputy Governor.
Did you not tell me she was sick in bed?
She were, Your Honour. When I go to fetch her to court last week, she said she was sick.
She's been striving with her soul all week, but she's here to tell the truth now.
And who's this?
John Proctor, sir. Elizabeth Proctor's my wife.
Beware this man, Excellency. This man is mischief.
I think, Your Excellency, in all things you should listen...
Peace. What would you tell us, Mary Warren?
She never saw no spirits, sir.
Never saw no spirits?
Never.
She signed her depositions.
No. I accept no depositions. Tell me, Mr. Proctor, have you given out the story in the village?
We've not.
He's come to overthrow this court, Excellency.
Do you know, Mr. Proctor, that the state believes that the voice of heaven is speaking through the children?
I know that, sir.
And you, Mary Warren, how come you to cry out people for sending their spirits against you? I cannot hear you.
You were pretense, she says.
And the other girls, Susanna Walcott and the others, they were also pretending?
I said.
Indeed.
Excellency, surely you are not taken by this simple lie.
Indeed not. We burn a hot fire here. It outdowns all concealment.
I know that, sir.
Are you certain in your conscience, mister, that your evidence is the truth?
It is, sir. You will surely know it.
And you thought to declare this revelation?
I thought I would. With your permission, of course.
Now, sir, what is your purpose?
I would free my wife, sir.
There lurks nowhere in your heart any desire to undermine this court.
Why, no, sir.
Mr. Cheever?
Lie.
I think it'd be my duty.
I think it'd be my duty, sir. You'll not deny it, John. When we come to take his wife, he downed the court and ripped your warrant.
There you have it.
You did that, Mr. Hale.
He did.
It was a temper, sir. I know not what I did.
Mr. Proctor,
Aye, sir.
have you ever seen the devil?
No, sir.
You are a gospel Christian.
I am, sir.
Oh, such a good Christian that does not come to church but once a month.
Come to church?
I have no love for Mr. Paris, it is known. But God I do love.
You plough on a Sunday, sir.
Plough on Sunday?
Once or twice ploughed on a Sunday, sir. With 3 children until last year, my land gave very little.
You'll find other Christians who do plough on Sunday, if the truth be known.
Your Excellency, I cannot think you may judge a man on such evidence.
I judge nothing. I tell you straight, mister, I have seen marvels in this court. I have until this moment not the slightest reason to suspect that the children may be deceiving me. Do you understand my meaning?
Excellency, does it not strike upon you that so many of these women live for so long with such upright reputation?
Do you read the Gospel, Mr. Proctor?
I read the Gospel.
I think not. Or else you would surely know that Cain were an upright man, and yet he did kill Abel.
Aye, God tells us that. But who tells us that Rebecca Nurse sent her spirit out and murdered 7 babies? It's the children only, and this one will swear she lied to you.
She is the one.
And Mr. Proctor, this morning your wife claims she is now pregnant.
Her wife's pregnant?
There be no sign of it. We have examined her body.
But if she says she is pregnant, then she must be. That woman will never lie, Mr. Danforth.
She will not.
Never, sir. Never.
I will let her be kept another month, and if she begin to show her natural signs, you shall have her living yet another year until she is delivered. What say you to that? Come now. You say your only purpose is to save your wife. Good. Then she is saved. At least this year. What say you, sir? It is done now. Will you drop this charge?
I think I cannot.
Then your purpose is somewhat larger.
He's come to overthrow this court, Excellency.
These are my friends. Their wives are also accused.
I judge you not, sir. I am ready to hear your evidence.
I come not to overthrow the court. I only want to...
Marshal, go to the court and bid Judge Stoughton and Judge Sewell declare recess for an hour.
Aye, sir. If I may say it, sir, I know this man my whole life. He's a good man, sir.
I'm sure of it, Marshal. Now, what deposition do you have for us, Mr. Proctor?
I have no lawyer, so I'll have to...
Pure in heart, need no lawyers.
Could you read this first, sir? It's a sort of testament. The people signing it declare their good opinion of...
Their good opinion?
These are all land-holding farmers, members of the church. These people all say they never saw no sign that these women had dealings with the devil.
How many names are here?
91, Your Excellency. These people, they should be summoned.
Mr. Dunn, I gave these men my word that no harm would come to them signing this.
Well, this is a clear attack upon the court.
Is every defence an attack upon the court?
Oh,
Can
yes,
no one...
And Christian people, they're happy for the courts in Salem, and these people are gloomy for it. And I think you will want to know from each and every one of them what exactly discontents them with you.
I think we ought to be examined, sir.
It is not necessarily an attack, I think.
These are covenanted Christians,
Then
sir.
I am sure they may have nothing to fear. Mr. Cheever, have warrants drawn for all of these. Arrest for examination. Now, mister, what other information do you have for us? You may sit, Mr. Nurse.
harm in these people.
No, old man. You have not hurt these people if they are of good conscience. But you must understand, sir, that a person is either with this court or against it. There is no road between. Them that fear not light will surely praise it. I hope you will be one of those. She's not hearty, I see.
No, she's not. Remember what the angel Raphael said to the boys of Linus. Do that which is good, no harm shall come to thee.
Come, man, we wait you.
John, my deposition, give him mine.
This is Mr. Corey's deposition, sir.
And what lawyer drew this, Corey?
You know I have never hired a lawyer in my life, Hawthorne.
It is very well phrased. My compliments. Mr. Paris, if Mr. Putnam is in the court, will you bring him in? You have no legal training, Mr. Corey.
I have the best. I'm 33 times in court my life. And always playing 50.
Then you are much put upon.
I am never put upon. I know my rights and I will have them.
Indeed.
Your father tried a case of mine 35 years ago. He never mentioned it to you?
No, I can't recall it.
He was a very honest man, your father. He gave me £9 damages. You see, I had this white mare. There he is.
Ah, Mr. Putnam, I have here an accusation by Mr. Corey against you. He states that you coldly prompted your daughter to cry witchery upon George Jacobs that is now in jail.
It is a lie.
Mr. Putnam states that your charge is a lie. What say you to that?
A far on Thomas Putnam, that's what I say.
But what proof do you submit for your charge, sir?
The proof is there! If Jacobs hangs for being a witch, his land is forfeited. That's the law. Putnam is the only man with enough money to buy such a piece.
But proof, sir, proof.
The proof is there. I have it from an honest man who heard Putnam say to his daughter, the day she called out on Jacobs, that she had gifted him a nice gift of land.
And the name of this man?
What name?
What? The man that gave you this information?
I can give you no name.
And why not?
I mentioned my wife's name once, and I'll burn in hell long enough. I said me.
This is contempt of the court, Mr. Danforth.
You will surely tell us the name.
I cannot give you no name, sir.
In that case, I have no choice but to arrest you for contempt of this court. Do you know that?
You cannot clap me for contempt in a hearing. This is a hearing.
Oh, it is a proper lawyer. Do you wish me to declare the court in full session here?
Give you no name.
You are a foolish old man. Mr. Cheever, begin the record. The court is now in session. I ask you, Mr. Corey.
Your Honour, he has the story in confidence.
Oh, the devil lives on such confidences, because without confidences there would be no conspiracy, Your Honour.
I think it must be broken, sir.
Old man, the government and Central Church demand of you the name of him who reported Mr. Thomas Putnam a common murderer.
Excellency,
Mr. Hale.
we cannot blink it more. There is a prodigious fear of this court in the country.
Then there is a prodigious guilt in the country. Are you afraid to be questioned here?
I may only ever fear the Lord, but there is still a prodigious fear in the country nevertheless.
Reproach me not with the fear in the country. There is fear in the country because there is a moving plot to topple Christ in the country.
Aye, but it does not follow that everyone accused is a part of it.
No uncorrupted man may fear this court, Mr. Hale. None. You are under arrest for contempt of this court.
I'll kill you, Putnam!
Peace, Giles. Peace, what are you doing?
He means to kill us all, John! He'll kill us all!
Peace, Giles. Calm yourself.
This is a court of law, mister. I'll have no effrontery here.
Forgive himself his old age. Peace, Giles. Peace will prove ourselves. You know we will. Very, do not weep. Remember what the angel said to the boy and hold on to it. There is your rock. Sir, this is Mary Warren's deposition. I would ask you to remember that until 2 weeks ago she was no different from any other children. You saw her scream, she howled, she swore, familiar spirits choked her. She even testified that Satan, in the form of women now in jail, tried to win her soul away, and that when she refused...
We know all of this.
Aye, sir. She now swears she never saw Satan, nor any spirit vague or clear that Satan may have sent to hurt her. She declares her friends are lying now.
Excellency, a moment. I think this goes to the heart of the matter.
It surely does.
Your Excellency, I cannot think a claim so weighty can be argued by a farmer. I beg of you, send him home. Let him come back with a lawyer.
Now look you, Mr. Hale.
I have signed 72 death warrants. I am a minister of the Lord, and I dare not take a life unless I have proof so immaculate that no qualm of my conscience may doubt it.
Mr. Hale, You surely do not doubt my justice.
This morning I have signed away the life of nurse. My hand aches as if it were a wound. I beg you, sir, send him home and let lawyers present this
Mr.
argument
Hale,
to you.
Believe me, for a man of such terrible learning, you are most bewildered. In an ordinary crime, how does one defend the accused? One calls up witnesses to prove his innocence. But witchcraft is an invisible crime, is it not? Therefore, who may possibly be witness to it? The witch and the victim. Now, we cannot hope the witch to accuse herself, granted? Therefore, we must rely upon her victims. And they do testify, the children do testify.
But if the child claims the girls are untruthful like she does, then...
This is precisely what I'm about to consider, sir. Unless you doubt my probity.
I surely do not let you consider them.
And let you put your heart to rest. Her deposition, Mr. Proctor.
Aye, sir.
Well, I should like to question...
Mr. Paris, I bid you be silent. Mr. Cheever, will you go into the court and bring the children here? Mary Warren, has Mr. Proctor threatened you for this disposition?
No, sir.
Has he ever threatened you?
No, sir.
Has he threatened
No,
you?
sir.
Then you tell me, you sat in my court callously lying when you knew the people would hang by your evidence. Answer me!
I did, sir.
Do you not know that God damns all liars? Or is it now that you lie?
No. I'm with God now.
You are with God now.
Aye, sir.
I would tell you this. You are either lying now or you were lying in the court. In either case, you have committed perjury and you will go to jail for it. You cannot lightly say you lied, Mary. Do you know that?
I cannot lie more. I am with God now. I am with God.
Ruth Putman's not in the court, sir, nor the other children.
These will be sufficient. Sit you down, children. Your friend, Mary Warren, has given a deposition in which she swears that she never saw familiar spirits, apparitions, nor any manifest of the devil. She claims, as well that none of you have seen these things either. Now, children, this is a court of law. The law is based upon the Bible writ by Almighty God. Now then, it does not escape me that this deposition may be devised to blind us. It may well be that Mary Warren here has been conquered by Satan. If so, her neck will break for it. But, Abigail William Rice, is there any truth in this?
It is a lie, sir.
Children, will either of you change your positions now, or do you force me to hard questioning?
I have not to change, sir. She lies.
You would go on with this?
Aye, sir.
It is a lie, sir.
A poppet was discovered in Mr. Proctor's house, stabbed by a needle. Mary Warren claims that you sat beside her in the court when she made it, and that you saw her make it, and witnessed how she herself stuck the needle in for safekeeping. What do you say to that?
It is a lie, sir.
While you worked for Mr. Proctor, did you see puppets in that house?
Goody Proctor always kept puppets.
My wife never kept no poppets, so Mary confesses it were her poppets.
Your Honour,
Mr. Cheever.
when I spoke with Goody Proctor in the house, she said she kept no poppets, but she did say she kept them when she were a girl.
She's not been a girl these 15 years, Your Honour.
But a puppet will keep 15 years, will it not?
It will keep if it is kept. But Mary Warren swears she never saw any puppets in my house, nor anybody else.
And why could there not have been puppeted when no one ever saw them?
There may also be a dragon with 5 legs in my house, Mr. Paris, but no one has ever seen it.
We are here precisely to discover what no one has ever seen, Your Honour.
Excellency, what may Mary Warren gain from turning around this? What may she profit but hard questioning and worse?
you are charging Abigail Williams with a marvellous cool plot to murder. Do you understand that?
I do, sir. I believe she means to murder.
This child would murder your
This
wife?
child no more, Excellency Henley. She's been removed from this very meeting house twice in this year for laughter during prayer.
Excellency, she were under Tituba's power at that time, but she is solemn now.
Aye, she is solemn and
Quiet, man!
Surely that had no bearing on the question. He charges contemplation of murder.
Aye. Continue, Mr. Proctor.
Mary, tell the governor about how you danced in the woods.
Oh, Excellency, ever since this man came to Salem, he is blackening my name.
In a moment, sir. What is this dancing?
Mr. Proctor.
Abigail leads the girls into the woods, Your Honour, and they have danced there naked.
Excellency,
Mr. Paris discovered them there in the middle of the night. There's the child she is.
Mr. Paris?
Excellency, I never found any of them naked.
But you discovered them dancing in the woods. Abigail?
Excellency, this is the truth. Mr. Paris told me so when I first arrived.
Do you deny it, Mr. Paris?
I do not, sir, but I assure you I never found any of them naked.
But she has danced.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, will you please permit me?
Pray, proceed.
You say you never saw no spirits, Mary, were never attacked or afflicted by any manifestations of the devil, or the devil's agents.
It will pretend, sir.
And yet, when people accused of witchcraft confronted you in court, you would faint, saying that their souls had leapt out of their body and choked you.
It will pretend.
I cannot hear you.
Pretend, sir.
But you did turn cold, did you not? I myself, I picked you up many times and you were ice. Mr. Danforth.
Yeah, I saw that many times.
She was pretending, sir. They are all marvellous pretenders.
Then can she pretend to faint now?
Now?
Yeah, why not? No, there are no afflicting spirits here. No one here is accused of witchcraft. Let her faint now. Let her turn herself cold now. Go on. Faint. Faint.
Faint.
I faint. Prove to us how you pretended in the court so many times.
I have no sense of it now.
Why, what is lacking now?
I cannot tell.
Might it be there are no afflicting spirits loose, but in the court there were some?
I never saw no spirits.
Then, see no spirits now. Prove to us you can faint by your own will as you claim.
I cannot do it.
Then you will confess, will you not? It were afflicting spirits that made you faint.
I only thought I saw them. I did not.
Thought you saw them?
I did not, Your Excellency.
Excellency, surely you will not let such a vile lie be spread in open court.
It's not a trick. I only used to faint because I thought I saw them. I didn't.
How can you think you saw them unless you saw them?
I cannot tell how, but I did. I heard the other girls screaming, and you, Your Honour, you seemed to believe them. Well, it were only sport in the beginning, but then the whole world was crying, spirits, spirits, and I never meant no harm by it, sir. I only thought I saw them, but I did not.
Excellency, this is a lie, simply a lie.
Abigail, I bid you now search your heart and tell me this. Is it possible, child, that the spirits that you have seen are illusion only, some deception that may cross
Why
your
does
mind?
it raise questions, sir?
Child, I would have you consider it.
I have been hurt, Mr. Danforth. I've seen my blood running out, and I've been nearby murdered every day for doing my duty of pointing out the devil's people. And this is how I am repaid. To be mistreated, mistrusted, and lied to like
Child,
I dare you beware, Mr. Danforth. Think you to be so mighty that the power of hell cannot turn your wits and let you beware.
What is it, child?
I know not.
Your Honour!
And then the cold wind has come.
I freeze!
That's a lie.
She's cold, Your Honour. See!
Mary! Do you send the shadow upon us? God save me! I freeze!
Oh, that's a lie as well.
The wind. Oh, Heavenly Father, take away the shadow!
How do you call our heaven? You whore!
You
whore! That is a whore!
He is lying! He's a whore!
She'll suck and squeeze your stomach with it. That is a whore!
You will prove this. This will not pass.
I've known her, sir. I've known her.
You are a lecher.
God, you cannot say
Oh,
that!
Francis, if probably had some evil in you that you might know me. Man will not give away his good name, sir. You surely know that.
In what time and in what place?
In the proper place where my beasts are bedded. On the last night of my joy, some 8 months past. She used to serve my house, sir. A man may think God sleeps, but God sees all. I know it now. Excellency, forgive me. She thinks to dance with me on my wife's grave. And she well might, for I lusted, and there is promise in such a lust. But it's a whore's vengeance. And I know you must see that now. I set myself entirely in your hands, Excellency. I know you must see it now.
You deny every scrap and tittle of this.
If I must answer that, I will leave and I will never come back.
I have made a vow of my honour. I have wrung the doom of my good name. You will believe me, Mr. Danforth. For my wife is innocent, except she knew a whore when she saw one.
What looks do you give me, Mr. Danforth? I will not have such looks.
You will stay where you are. Mr. Paris, go into the court and bring good wife Proctor out.
Your Excellency, this is all...
Bring her out and tell her not one word of what's been spoken here. Now we will touch the bottom of this. Your wife, you say, is an honest woman.
In her life, sir, she'd never lied. There are them that cannot sing, there are them that cannot weep. My wife cannot lie. I've paid much to learn it, sir.
And when she put this girl out of your house, she put her out for a harlot.
Aye, sir.
And knew her for a harlot.
Aye, sir, she knew her for a harlot.
Good then. And if she tell me, child, it were for harlotry, may God spread his mercy on you. Hold! Turn your back. Turn your back. You do likewise. Now, let neither of you turn to face Goody Proctor. No one in this room is to speak one word or raise a gesture, aye or nay. Enter. Mr. Cheever, report this testimony in all exactness. Are you ready?
Ready, sir.
Come here, woman. Now look at me, not at your husband. In my eyes only.
Good sir.
We are given to understand that at one time you dismissed your servant, Abigail Williams.
That is true, sir.
For what cause did you dismiss her? You will look in my eyes only and not at your husband. The answer is in your memory, and you need no help to give it to me. Why did you dismiss Abigail Williams?
She dissatisfied me.
In what way dissatisfied you?
She were...
Look at me. Was she slovenly? Was she lazy?
Your Honour, in that time I was sick, and my husband is a good and righteous man. He is not drunk, as some are, nor wasting his way at the shovelboard, but always at his work. But in my sickness, you see, sir, I were a long time sick after my first baby, and I thought I saw my husband somewhat turning from me. And this girl...
Look at me.
Aye, Abigail Williams.
What of Abigail Williams?
I came to think he fancied her. And so, one night I lost my wits, I think, and I put her out on the high road.
And your husband, did he indeed turn from you?
My husband is a good man, sir.
Then he did not turn from you.
He...
Look at me. To your own knowledge, has John Proctor ever committed the crime of lechery? You answer my question. Is your husband a lecher?
No, sir.
Remove her, Marshal.
Elizabeth, tell the truth.
She has spoken.
Elizabeth, I confessed it.
Oh, God!
She only thought to save my name.
Your Excellency, I beg of you stop now before another is condemned. I can shut my conscience to it no more. Private vengeance is working through this trial. I beg of you, bring his wife back, let him...
She spoke nothing of lechery, and this man has lied. Do you believe him?
I believe this man. This girl has always stuck.
You will not! What is it? Begone! Begone, I say!
What's there?
It's on the beam! Behind the rafter!
My face.
Why do you...
My face? I cannot want to tear my face. Envy is a deadly sin, Mary.
Abby!
It is a black art to change your form. I cannot stop my mouth. It is God's work, I do.
Pretending, Mr. Danforth.
Oh, Mary. Right. Please don't come down.
Her claws! She's stretching her claws!
Lies, it's all lies,
Oh,
sir.
Mary, please don't hurt me.
She's having this vision!
She sees nothing!
She sees nothing. Abby, you mustn't!
Abby, you mustn't.
Abby, I'm here!
Abby, I'm here!
Mary Warren, draw back your spirit out of them.
Mr. Danforth!
Mr. Danforth!
Have you compacted with the devil?
Never!
Never! Why can they only repeat you?
There's sport in there!
Oh,
There's sport in there!
stop it!
Abby, stop it! Abby, stop it!
A while ago you were afflicted. Now it seems you afflict others. Where did you find this power?
No power.
No power.
They're gulling you, mister.
Why did you turn about this past 2 weeks? You have seen the devil, have you not?
Harry, God damns all lies.
You have seen the devil. You have made compact with Lucifer, have you not?
God damns liars, Mary.
I cannot hear you. What do you say? You will confess or you will hang.
I cannot.
Do you know who I am?
Mary, remember what the angel said to the boy.
The wings! Her wings are spreading! Mary, don't!
Do you confess this power? Speak!
I cannot.
Mary, cast the devil out. Look him in the face.
She's gonna come down!
I see
Walk in the
nothing.
beam!
I see nothing, Your Honor.
She's coming down!
Mary, tell the
Don't touch me! Don't touch me!
Mary!
You're the devil's man!
Praise God.
Praise God.
Mary, how?
He covered me by night and every day to sign. To sign.
The devil's book. He come.
My name. He wants my name. I'll murder you, he says, if my wife hangs. We must go on over to the court, he said.
Mr. Hale, you cannot believe this.
He called me, and his eyes burning like coals, and his fingers claw at my neck, and I sign.
Your Excellency, this child has gone wild.
I love God. I go your way no more. I'll not hang with you. I love God. I bless God. Abby will never hurt me more.
What are you? You are combined with Antichrist. What say you, mister? Will you confess yourself befouled with hell? What say you?
I say God is dead!
Oh, hear it! Praise
A fire! A fire is burning. I hear the boots of Lucifer. I see his filthy face. It's my face and yours, Danforth. For them that quail to bring men out of ignorance, as I have quailed, and as you all quail now, when you know in your black hearts that this be fraud. God damns our kind especially. We will burn. We will burn together.
Marshal, take him ad Corey with him to the jail.
I denounce these proceedings. I quit this court.
You are pulling down heaven and raising up a whore!
I denounce these proceedings! I quit this court!
Mr. Hale, come back here! Mr. Hale! Mr. Hale!
Sarah Gurn!
Oh, Majesty! Come in! Come in! Titular! He's here! His Majesty's come!
Go to the north cell. This place is wanted now.
That don't look like the Majesty. Look like the Marshal.
Get along with you now. Clear this place.
Was it you, Marshal? I thought sure you'd be the devil coming for us. Could I have stepped aside from you going away?
And where might you be off to, Sarah?
Soon the devil gets here with the feathers and the wings.
Oh, well, a happy voyage to you. Come along.
I'll speak to him for you, Marshal, if he desires to come.
I not refuse it, Titular. It'd be a grand morning to fly into hell.
Oh, it'd be no hell in Barbados. Devil be pleasuring in Barbados. He'd be dancing and singing in Barbados. It's you folks. You rouse him up round here. It'd be too cold for that old boy. He'd freeze in Massachusetts. But in Barbados, he'd just as sweet. Aye, Sarah, look, that's him, sir, it's him! I'm here! Majesty! I'm going home!
Come along, come along.
No, he'd take me soon! I'm going home!
That's no couch to a war, count a hatful of milk. Come along now.
Take me home, devil! Take me home!
Tell him I'm going, Titular! Now you tell him Sarah Good's going too!
Take me home, devil! Take me home!
Good morning, Excellency.
Where is Mr. Paris?
I'll go fetch him.
When did Reverend Hale arrive?
It was towards midnight, I think.
Is he about here?
He goes among those that hang. He prays with them. He sits with Goody Nurse now, and Mr. Paris with him.
Indeed. That man hath no authority to enter here, Marshal. Why have you let him in?
Why Mr. Paris command me, sir? I cannot deny him.
Are you drunk, Marshal?
Nay, sir. It is a bitter night that I've no fire.
Fetch Mr. Paris.
Aye, sir.
There is a prodigious stench in this place.
Why, I've only just now cleared the people out for you.
Beware hard drink, Marshal.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, let you question Hale. I should not be surprised. You've been preaching in Andover lately.
We'll come to that. Speak nothing of Andover. Paris prays with him. That's strange.
Excellency, I wonder if it would be wise to let Paris so continuously with the prisoners. I think sometimes, he have a mad look these days.
Mad?
Well, just yesterday I saw him coming out of his house and I bid him good morning. Yet he wept and went his way. Thinking also while the village sees him so unsteady.
Perhaps you have some sorrow.
I think it'd be the cows, sir.
Cows?
There'd be so many cows wandering highways, now their master in jail. I know Mr. Paris be arguing the farmers all of yesterday. There was great contention, sir. It were always a man that weep for contention.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for coming. I beg your pardon for waking you so early. Morning, Judge Hinkle.
Reverend Hale hath no right to enter this place.
Excellency, a moment.
Do you leave him alone with the prisoners?
What's his business here?
Excellency, it is a providence. Reverend Hale has returned to bring Rebecca Nurse to God.
He bids her confess.
Excellency, hear me. Rebecca have not given me a word this 3 months since she came. And now she sits with him and her sister, Martha Corey, 2 or 3 others, and he pleads with them, confess their crimes and save their lives.
Why, this is indeed a providence. They soften. They soften.
Not yet. I thought to summon you, sir, so that we may think on whether it not be wise to...
Mr. Paris, be plain. What troubles you?
There is news, sir, that the court must reckon with. My niece, sir, I believe that she has vanished.
Vanished?
I thought to advise you of it earlier in the week.
Wait, how long had she gone?
This be the 3rd night. You see, she told me she would stay with Mercy Lewis tonight. And the next day, when she does not return, I go to Mr. Lewis to inquire, only to find they told him they would stay with me tonight.
So they are both gone?
Aye, sir.
Oh, where may they be?
Excellency, I believe they be aboard a ship. My daughter, she heard them speaking last week of ships, and tonight I discovered that my strong box, it's broken into.
But should she have robbed you?
£31 has gone. I am penniless.
Mr. Paris, you are a brainless man.
Excellency, and profit nothing. You should blame me. I cannot think they would leave, except they fear to keep in Salem any more. Abigail had close knowledge of the town, and since the news of Andover has broken in...
Andover is remedied. The court returns there on Friday.
I am sure of it, sir. But the rumour here speaks rebellion in Andover.
There is no rebellion in Andover.
I only tell you what is said here, sir. Andover have thrown out the court, they say, and will have no part in witchcraft. There be a faction here feeding on that news, and I tell you true, sir, I fear there will be riot here.
A riot? Why? At every execution I have seen naught but high satisfaction in the town.
We're another sort that hang till now, Judge Hathor. Reckon us it's not some Bridget that lived 3 years with Bishop before she married him. John Proctor is not Isaac Ward that drank his family to ruin. I wish it were not so, Excellency, but these people, they have great weight yet in the town. Let Rebecca stand upon the gibbet and send up some righteous prayer, and I fear she'll wake a vengeance on you.
Excellency, she is a condemned
Pray
witch.
you, pray you. How do you propose then?
Excellency, I say we postpone...
No, there will be no postponement.
Excellency, now that Reverend Hale has returned, there is hope, I think. For if he bring even one of these to God, then that confession, it surely damns the others in the public eye. But this way, with no confessions claiming innocence, doubts are multiplied. Many honest people will weep for them. Our good purpose, it's lost in their tears.
Give me the list.
Excellency, it cannot be forgotten that when I summoned the congregation for John Proctor's excommunication, hardly 30 people came to hear it. That speaker discontent, I think...
There will be no postponement.
Excellency...
Now, sir, which of these, in your opinion, may be brought to God? I will strive with him myself till dawn.
Excellency, there is not sufficient time till
I shall do my utmost. Which of them do you have hope for?
Excellency, a dagger...
What do you say?
Last night, when I went to come out of my house, I heard a dagger clatter to the ground. You cannot hang this sword. There is danger for me. I dare not step outside at night.
Accept my congratulations, Reverend Hale. We are gladdened to see you return to your good work.
You must pardon them. They will not budge.
You misunderstand, sir. I cannot pardon these when 12 are already hanged for the same crime. It is not just.
Rebecca, she will not confess.
The sun will be up in a few minutes. I need more time.
Now hear me, I will not receive a single plea for pardon or postponement. Them that will not confess will hang. Postponement now speaks of floundering on my part. Reprieve or pardon must cast doubt upon the guilt of them that died till now. Now draw yourselves up like men and help me, as you are bound to do by heaven. Have you spoken to them all, Mr. Hale?
All of them but Proctor. He is in the dungeon.
What's Proctor's way on now, Eric?
He sits like some great bird. You don't know he lived except he take food from time to time.
His wife must be well on with child now.
Oh, she is.
What think you, Mr. Paris? You have closer knowledge of this man. Might her presence soften him?
It is possible, sir. He have not laid eyes on her these past 3 months. We should summon her.
Is he yet adamant? Has he struck at you again?
He cannot, sir. He has changed the wall now.
Fetch Goody Proctor to me then. Let you bring him up.
Aye, sir.
Excellency, if you postpone a while and publish the town that you strive for their confessions, that speak mercy on your part, not faltering.
Mr. Hale, I cannot withhold from them the perfection of their punishment.
If you think God wishes you to raise rebellion, Mr. Danforth, you are mistaken.
You have heard rebellion spoken in the town?
Excellency, there are orphans wandering from house to house. Empty cattle bellow on the high roads. The air stinks of rotten crops, and no man may know when the harlot's cry will come and end his life. And you wonder if rebellion's spoken. Better you should marvel how they do not burn your province.
Mr. Hale, have you preached in Andover this month?
Thank God they have no need of me in Andover this month.
You baffle me, sir. Why have you returned here?
Why, it is simple. I come to do the devil's work. I come to counsel Christians do belie themselves. There is blood on my head. Can you not see the blood on my head?
Goody Proctor, I
month before my time.
Pray be at ease. We come not for your life. Mr. Hale, will you speak with the woman?
Goody Proctor, I know if you are not aware that your husband is set to hang this morning.
I have heard it.
You know, Goody Proctor, do you not that I have no connection to this court? I do of my own. If I could save your husband's life, I would. Because if his life is taken, I count myself his murderer. Do you understand me?
I think that be the devil's argument.
I have gone this last few months like our Lord into the wilderness. I have taken the Christian way because damnation's doubled on a minister that preaches his men to lie.
Oh, it is no lie. You cannot speak of lie.
It is a lie! They are innocent!
Hear no more of that.
Goody Proctor, do not mistake your duty as I mistook my own. I came to this town like a bridegroom to his beloved, bearing gifts of high religion, the very crowns of holy law I brought, and what I touched with my bright confidence it died, and where I turned the eye of my great faith, blood flowed up. Beware, Goody Proctor, do not cleaver to faith when faith brings blood. It is mistaken law that causes you to sacrifice. Life, Goody Proctor, life is God's most precious gift, and no principle, however glorious, will justify the taking of it. I ask you, strive for your husband's confession. Let him get his lie.
I think that be the devil's argument.
Before God, we are as swine. We cannot read his will.
I cannot dispute with you, sir. I lack learning for it.
Goody Proctor, you are not summoned here for disputation. Be there no wifely tenderness in you? You will die with the sunrise. Your husband. Do you understand it? What say you? Are you stone? Have the devil dried up any tear of pity in you? Take her out. It profit nothing she should speak to him.
Let me speak with him, Excellency.
You'll strive with him.
I promise nothing.
You'll plead for his confession, or will you not? Mr. Proctor, you have been notified, have you not? I see light in the sky, mister. Let you counsel with your wife, and may God help you turn your back on hell.
If you desire a cup of cider, Mr. Proctor.
It grows.
There's no word of the boys?
Farewell. Rebecca Samuel keeps them.
You've not seen them?
I have not.
None have yet confessed?
There be many confessed.
Who are they?
There be 100 or more, they say. Goody Ballard is one, I as a good kind as one, there be many.
Rebecca?
Not Rebecca. Rebecca is one foot in heaven, naught may hurt her more.
And what of Giles?
You have not heard it?
I hear nothing like cat.
Giles is dead.
When were he hanged?
He will not hang, for he would not answer his indictment aye or nay. If he denied the charge, they'd hang him surely and auction out his property. So he stands mute and died Christian under the law. It is the law, for he cannot be condemned a wizard without he answer the indictment aye or nay.
Then how did he die?
They pressed him.
Pressed?
Great stones lay upon his chest until he answered the indictment aye or nay. They say he gave them but 2 words. More weight, and died.
Warwick.
Aye, it were a fearsome man, Giles Corey.
I've been thinking I would confess to them, Elizabeth. What say you to that?
I cannot judge you, John.
What would you have me do?
As you would, I would have it. I want you living, that's sure.
It's pretense, Elizabeth.
What is?
I can't mount the gibbet like a saint. It's fraud. I'm not that man. My honesty is broke, Elizabeth. I'm no good man. Nothing's spoiled by giving them this lie. They're not rotten long before.
I know you have not confessed till now. That speaks goodness in you.
Spite only keeps me silent. It's hard to give a lie to such dogs. I'll have your forgiveness, Elizabeth.
John, I come not that I should forgive you, if you'll not forgive yourself. It is not my soul, John. It is yours. But be sure of this, for I know it now. Whatever you do, it is a good man does it. I have judged my heart this 3 months. I have sins of my own to count. It needs a cold wife to prompt lechery.
Oh, enough, enough.
Better you know me.
I will not hear it. I know you.
You take my sins upon you, John.
Oh, I take my own.
John, I counted myself so plain, so poorly made. No honest love could come to me. Suspicion kissed you when I did. I never knew how to say my love. It were a cold house I kept.
What say you, Proctor? The sun, it is soon up.
Do as you will, but let none be your judge. For there is no higher judge under heaven than Proctor is. Forgive me, John, I have never known such goodness in the world.
I want my life.
You'll confess yourself.
I will have my life.
God be praised. It is a providence. Proctor will confess. He will confess.
Why do you cry it? It's evil, is it not? It's evil.
I cannot judge you, John. I cannot.
Then who will judge me? God in heaven. What is John Proctor? What is John Proctor? I think it's honest. I think so. I'm no saint. Let Rebecca go like a saint. For me, it's fraud.
I cannot be your judge, John. Do as you will. Do as you will.
Would you ever give them such a lie? Say it. Would you ever give them this? You would not. If the tongs of fire were singeing you, you would not. It's evil. Good then. It's evil and I do it.
God, praise to God, man, praise to God. Oh. Now then, let's have it. Are you ready, Mr. Cheever?
Why must it be written?
Why? For the good of the instruction of the village mister, that we will post this upon the church door. Where is the marshal?
Marshal?
Now then, mister, will you speak slowly and directly to the point for Mr. Cheever's sake? Mr. Proctor, have you seen the devil in your life? Come on. There's light in the sky, the town waits at the scaffold. I would give out the news. Did you see the devil?
I did.
And when he came to you, did he bid you do his work upon the earth?
He did.
And you bound yourself to his service? Oh, come in, woman.
John, are you well then?
Oh, courage, man, courage. Let her witness your good example that she may come to God herself. Did you bind yourself to the devil's service?
Why, John?
Now, woman,
I did.
you surely see it profit nothing to keep this conspiracy any further. Will you confess yourself with him?
Why, John? God send his mercy on you.
I say, will you confess yourself, goody nurse?
Why? It is a lie. It is a lie. How may I damn myself? I cannot. I cannot.
Mr. Proctor, when the devil came to you, did you see Rebecca Nurse in his company? Come, man. Take courage. Did you ever see her with the devil?
No.
Did you ever see her sister, Mary Easty, with the devil?
I did not.
Did you ever see Martha Corey with the devil?
No, I did not.
Did you ever see anyone with the devil?
No, I did not.
Proctor, you mistake me. I am not empowered to trade your life for a lie. Mr. Proctor, a score of people have already testified they saw this woman with the devil.
Then it's proved. Why must I say it?
Why must you say it? Why, you should rejoice to say it if your soul is truly purged of any love for hell.
They think to go like saints, so I like not to spoil their names.
Mr. Proctor, do you think they go like saints?
This woman never thought she did the devil's work, sir.
Look, you, sir. I think you mistake your duty here. It mattered nothing what she thought. She is convicted of the unnatural murder of children, and you for sending your spirit out upon Mary Warren. Your soul alone is the issue here, mister, and you will prove its whiteness, or you cannot live in a Christian country. To your knowledge, was Rebecca
I speak my own sins, sir. I cannot judge another. I've no tongue for it.
Your Excellency, he has confessed. Let him sign it. Let him sign it.
It is a weighty name. It's a great service, sir. It will strike the village that Proctor confess. I beg you let him sign it. The sun is up, Excellency.
Come then, your testimony. Give it to me. Give it to him. Come on, man, sign it.
You've all witnessed it. It's enough.
You will not sign it.
You have all witnessed it. What more is needed?
Do you sport with me? You will sign your name, or it is no confession, mister. If you please, sir.
No.
Mr. Proctor, I must have...
No, I've signed it. You've all seen it. It's enough.
Proctor, the village must have proof.
The damn village! I confess to God, and God has seen my name on this. It's enough.
No, sir, it is not.
You came to save my soul, did you not? Here, I have confessed myself. It is enough.
You have not confessed.
I have confessed myself. Is there no good penitence but it be public? God does not need my name nailed to the church door, sir. God sees my name on this. God knows how black my sins are. It is enough.
Mr. Proctor.
You came. You will not use me. I am no Sarah Good, nor Tituba. I am John Proctor, and you will not use me. It is in no part of my salvation that you should use me.
I do not wish to.
I have 3 children. How may I teach them to walk the earth, yet I sold my friends?
You have not sold.
Beguile me not! I blacken them all when this is nailed to the church door, the very day they hang for silence.
Mr. Proctor, I must have good and legal proof that
You are the High Court. Your word is good enough. Tell them I confess myself. Say Proctor broke to his knees and wept like a woman, but my name cannot be used.
It is the same, is it not, if I report it or you sign it?
No, it's not the same. What I confess to and what others say to me is not the same.
Why? Do you mean to deny this confession when you are free?
I mean to deny nothing.
Then explain to me, Mr. Proctor.
Because it is my name! Because I cannot have another in my life! Because I am not worth the dust on the feet of them that hang! Because I lie and I sign myself to lies! How may I live without my name, sir? I have given you my soul. Leave me my name.
Is that document a lie? If it is a lie, I will not accept it. What say you? I will not deal in lies, mister. You will give me your honest confession in my hand, or I cannot keep you from the road.
Proctor?
What way do you go?
Proctor! Man, you cannot!
I can!
You will hang!
And there's your first marvel, Mr. Hale, that I can! You've done your magic now, but now I do think I see some shred of goodness in John Proctor. Not enough to weave a banner with, but white enough to keep from such dogs. Give them no tear, Elizabeth. Tears pleasure them. Show us stony hearts now and sink them with it.
Let you fear nothing. Another judgment awaits us all.
Hang them high over the town. Who weeps for these, weeps for corruption.
Come. Proctor, go to him. There is yet time. There is. Proctor! Proctor!
Goody Proctor, plead with him. Woman, it is pride. It is vanity. Be his helper. What profits him to bleed? Whether as the dust praise him, shall the worms call his name. Go to him. Take his shame away.
He has his goodness now. God forbid I take it from him.